What's up, everybody? As you guys may know, as it was attended, that Chris was supposed to be doing this Q&A. He won't be able to make it for this Q&A, but he does have a friend to take his place. Hi, guys. So, my good friend, a guy who's known me for how long? 10 years, since he was 10, called me and said, hey, could you come in and do a Q&A with his subscribers? So that's what I'm here to do, guys. Just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And his brother here is going to help moderate the questions for me. And I'm sure most of you probably know who I am, but try to keep that on the low, okay? I had to jump out through pages of a comic book to get here. Yeah, we can do that. So just believe we can. I'm looking at Chris's room, and it's kind of different than I remember it. It's a little smaller, but still cool. I'll tell Hulk that you said hi, Malcolm, when I get back home. But I'm here to answer a few questions for you. So, any questions, Malcolm?
Yeah,
Okay.
comes from Perry.
Perry? What's Perry want to know?
Did you watch the new Terminator?
Oh, well, Perry, unfortunately for me, I do like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But if most of the time there's always a random mugging, or I'm helping out some of my superhero friends, like my good friend Daredevil, or I'm hanging out with Johnny, and sometimes I don't get enough time to go to the movies. But I do like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, he's big. He's big. I actually saved his life one time. Any more?
Yeah, well, from Roderick Guyton.
Okay. What does he want to know?
He likes Chris's reaction.
Ah, okay.
And it made him die of laughter.
Ah.
And he wants to know. He wants to know if Ethan and Alberto is on the list.
Did Chris answer that question?
No.
Oh, he didn't. Okay. Well, first and foremost, I've seen Chris react to certain things, and it's pretty funny. Really pretty funny. But he does have issues with those two guys. He feels that they don't respect his era, or they just act stupid. You guys, I've dealt with a lot of stupidity and a lot. Look, I hang out. Let me tell you something. First of all, I got Deadpool always around me. Deadpool thinks I'm his best friend. Wade's crazy, but you know, I rather have him as a friend than an enemy because he's just crazy. But you know, I can understand where Chris comes from sometimes with his anger towards them, because I've seen that Ethan kid. I don't think he's a kid, but you know, he does tend to irritate me, or I should say Chris, from time to time. But yeah, he's I'm sure Chris would say, yeah, he's up there on the list. But like I said, I deal with a lot of crazies myself, not just good but bad people. I could tell you the times about. I'm sure you guys have seen or heard about some of the things that Norman Osborn has done to me, and it's not easy to. It still bothers me. Anything else?
We got Roquette Gamer _ YouTube. How was your weekend?
My weekend? Let's see. Spent the day with MJ. That was cool. Did a few dances with Zodiac. Helped out the Avengers. You know, I'm still an Avenger at best. Went to Wakanda for a time. You know, the Wakandans really like me. They think I'm an emissary or an avatar to Anansi, the spider god. So they kind of like me there. And oh yeah, I I shaved off JJ's beard, which was pretty funny. I always like messing with Pickle Puss when I can. So I would say it's just a typical day in the life of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Well, not that typical because Roquette actually followed up with, how hard has it been since Mysterio has exposed it?
Oh, he's talking about the movies. Oh, okay. Well, unfortunately, that's just a movie from your world. That's happened a couple of times in my world. Guys, I legitimately came out of a comic. It's kind of funny to the fact that in your world, I'm a character of fiction, but in my world, I'm real. But it's happened to me. Now I have seen the actors who have played me on cinema. There was the Tobey Maguire actor. He was all right. I mean, am I that sad? I don't think so. And then there was the Andrew Garfield. I don't remember being that kind of emo or much of a jerk to people, even when I'm not, because you guys know my real name, but please don't use it.
Well, that will stop Dark Promise from using it.
Yes, you use my name. Okay. And then there's the newest guy, the young kid named Tom Holland. I actually like him. But my relationship with Tony Stark is good, but it's nothing like that. I mean, I like his performance, but they haven't even mentioned Uncle Ben. I find that kind of a little wrong, you know. Wow, Chris got a lot of comics. That's pretty cool. And yeah, guys, I have met Batman, and I've met a lot of the other superheroes from the other worlds. You know, Superman. I met Wonder Woman. I actually hit on Wonder Woman. Bet you how we know how that went. Batman's cool. He can be a little dark, but cool. What's the next question, Mr. Malcolm?
Tino Longo.
I
think that's the Vancouver version.
Okay.
Yes, how's it going? Sorry, I haven't been around in a while. I'm liking this suit. One of these days, I'm going to try and make the 70s Nicholas Hammond version.
Okay. So he's talking about my costume. Hey, thanks. If you want to, there you go. You can see a little bit. Don't want to stand up too much. Chris said I should sit, you know. But you know me, guys. I usually am sticking to a wall or something like that, or hanging upside down. So I have to follow his rules. This is his room. This is his world, so I'm just following it. But like I said, I've seen Chris since he was a little boy. Since he was 10, I've watched him read me, and he's always loved me as a character. It's funny me saying that because I don't look at myself as a character. There are a lot of people that are like me in my world. I've met gods, aliens, monsters, demons. It's funny because there's a story that you guys did over here that it never happened. There was a story called One More Day, I think that was what it was called, where they said I made a deal with Mephisto. That never happened. Unfortunately, guys, Aunt May has passed away a long time ago. Um, I'm happily married with MJ, so that story never happened. It's funny. Some of the stories that I've looked through in your comics have happened to me, but not a lot of them, and that's definitely one of them. Next question.
But Perry loves your recent game.
Oh, he likes to. Oh, I actually watched that gameplay of that. I was here for a while, and I thought it was a good game. I don't play a lot of video games, but it's really cool to see that you guys enjoy uh, a game that is based off of me, even though that's never happened to me. But I like the suit design. Maybe I'll design a suit looking like that when I get back home. I mean, I'm sure you guys know I tend to create a lot of costumes over the years. So yeah.
Um, Rocket Gamer would like for it to be known that's pronounced as Rocket. So
Oh, like Rocket
yeah,
Raccoon.
it's just spelled Roquette.
Okay, hey, I've
Uh,
I've met Rocket. Rocket Raccoon is he's a character.
for for some odd reason, as soon as I said that question, it got retracted. Uh, got Darth Primus.
Okay.
How do you feel about Flash Thompson being your biggest fan, despite giving you crap when you're just playing?
Flash. Well, first and foremost, rest in peace to Flash. I'm sure you probably all heard that he died. Flash was my biggest fan. He was also my biggest bully. He used to bully me when I was in high school. When we were in high school, and when I remember when he found out that I was Spider-Man, it kind of threw him off a little bit. But then I remember when he became Venom, I had to really adjust to that. Usually, as you all know, Venom was Eddie Brock, and he and I got some long history. And when he came, and there have been a lot of people who've had that symbiote on. Trust me, I know I had it on myself, and it changes you. Uh, you get obsessed with the power, and but then when you find out it's a living organism taking you over. But however, Flash has been able to control it and has done a lot with it until it was taken from him, and now uh, Flash Norman, bastard. Sorry, but Norman Flash died a hero. Yeah, he did. I miss Flash. Any more?
Travis, wh- why do you not use your wrestling in your fighting stuff?
My wrestling. Man, that takes me back. I wrestled a few times when, as you probably all know, if you don't, okay. When I got my powers, it was all about me. It was. I was tired of being picked on, and it was about money. It was about money. It was about, why should I care about anybody else? But when I wrestled, yeah, I beat I beat Crusher. Scared the guy half to death. And we all know the story of that. But why use wrestling when I trained with Shang-Chi, and Shang helped me create my own martial art? So I rather train with one of the greatest martial artists in my world than just use professional wrestling. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great professional wrestlers. Yes, there is a WWE in my world, guys. Don't get me wrong, but I've trained with guys like Shang-Chi. I've fought beside guys like Iron Fist, and me and Iron Fist always made a pretty good team. I've spent time with Black Panther, so it's a little different. You know, the wrestling was there, but it is what it is. You know, I've actually ran into Crusher one time. I was web slinging through Main Street and actually saw Crusher. He's still wrestling. He wrestles more independent now, but he's still wrestling. He told me that he got a tryout back in the late 90s with the WWF, but it didn't work out. I wonder why.
Shadow Godfrey, you.
That's a cool name.
Hey, what's up, Spider? You're my second favorite character next to Soups. Here's my question. If you was offered a photographer position for the Daily Planet, would you take it? Well, he follows up, and he also follows up. I always hear that Batman's rogues can go great as your rogues gallery. Which one of Superman's rogues would you like to fight?
Okay, well, let's see. I've met Superman before. Nice guy. He does live up to that Boy Scout. He reminds me of Cap. He really does. I've met him twice before. And what was the next question? He asked. Oh, my bad guys.
His question was, if you was offered a photograph position with the Daily Planet, would you take it?
Well, my journalist days are over, guys. I don't work. I work. I'm doing what I am really doing. I'm a scientist at heart. Remember that, guys. So, like I said, there are a lot of things that I've been reading since I've been here that some are true, but some are not true. I guess your creators just thought it'd be cool, and I guess some of them are true. Not all of them are true, but it'd be interesting. As for I've met two of his villains. I've met Lex Luthor, Cue Ball, right, the guy with the bald head, and I've met Parasite. I didn't pretty much like him. He grabbed me one time and felt like he was draining the life out of me. So I didn't really like him. But I've never met any of his other villains that I've only met two. But being here and listening to Chris one time, he told me that Superman's got a couple of guys. There's this robot or android, or kind of reminds me of Vision. Trust me, let me tell you something about Vision. Vision has a very good sense of humor. He's funny. Don't let his mannerism fool you. Vision is funny. He is not. He's not just robotic like Ultron or something like that. But I remember Chris telling me about Brainiac and this other guy called Metallo. But yeah, I only met Parasite and Lex Luthor. And um, thank you for that. I appreciate the love. Sometimes it's nice to have a fan. It's nice to have fans. Trust me, guys. There are a lot of people in my world that like me, and there's a lot of people that don't like me because they think I'm a menace. But Pickle Puss likes to razz on me. He still razzes on me after so many years. He still razzes on me, but he loves to cheer guys like Cap and the Avengers. But something about me he just doesn't like. Is it the mask? Huh? Is it the costume? I don't know. It's really bothersome some for me sometimes. That's why I shaved his mustache off before I got here. I thought it was funny. He didn't.
And you got Perry. What it what's it like to switch minds with your greatest enemy?
Oh, great. Okay. You're talking about what happened between me and Ak. Yeah, that happened. Um, I didn't like it, and I didn't like what Ak did to my reputation. Um, he calls himself the superior Spider-Man. He's over in my San Francisco now, still doing that. He's in a new body now, but he gives me space. So I won't come after him. I'm trusting him not to be stupid anymore. I didn't like it. Um, he's still in San Francisco. He's still doing the superiors. Look, I got a lot of clone brothers. It's just pretty weird. What's the next question?
Well, it's not really a question, it's a statement
Okay.
from Travis.
Mhm.
J. Jonah Jameson is your cousin by marriage.
Doesn't mean I have to continue to tease him. So yeah, he's by marriage. He is related. But remember, guys, not every story that you have read here in this world is true. But that is true. JJ, unfortunately, like I said before, that never happened. There are a lot of things that didn't happen. In the stories that you guys have read, Aunt May married his dad. Um, Unfortunately, gotcha, never happened. That never happened. Aunt May died. I sacrificed Aunt May to not give up Mary Jane. So MJ and I are married. We're still married. Um, and Aunt May, she didn't want me to give up my love for MJ to save her. So unfortunately, in my world, that story that you probably are talking about is not true. It never happened. JJ and I are not related. Sorry. Some stories are true and some stories are not. That's not true.
Well, this is pretty much true coming from Tino. How do you feel the first time? How did you feel the first time your Spidey senses went off?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think there's a lot of people that ask me what does that feel like? What is it? What does it feel like when my spider sense goes off? Like um I know Daredevil once asked that about me. Matt, I'm sure you guys know his name. Matt asked me that once. It's kind of like a tingling sensation in the back of my neck. It's almost like, have you ever like laid too long on your like a body part, and then you try to move it, it has like that tingling sensation? That's kind of what it feels like. And I remember it vividly. When I got bit by that spider, um, I ran out. I was scared. I didn't know what happened to me, and I was dizzy. And that tingling sensation happened, and I jumped out of the way because I almost got hit by a car, and I found myself sticking to the wall. And of course, you guys probably know the story of that one. So it's kind of like a tingling. It really is like a tingling. So whenever I say my spider sense is tingling, yeah, it's like a tingling sensation. It really is like a tingling sensation.
Shadow got you back again.
Okay.
Out of all the costumes you've worn over the years, which one is your favorite?
I don't know. Well, I'm wearing one now that's kind of my favorite. This is kind of the old armor, which is pretty funny. I did like. There's been so many costumes I've created or had. I did like my stealth suit. That was a good one. You know who had a good Spider-Man suit? Ben. Ben had a good suit. My brother Ben Riley. He's more like he's my clone, but yeah. He had a cool Spider-Man suit. When Tony made that armor for me, the spider armor was pretty cool, but I'm nobody's sidekick. Okay, let's put that out there. I'm nobody's sidekick, and a lot of people looked at me as just I was being Tony's sidekick. The actor who plays me in your world, Tom Holland, right? I liked his costume. His costume was pretty cool, but for me, it's got to be the stealth suit. I missed that suit. That's when I lost my spider sense for a while. So.
Well, if we was to go back a few words, that would have been a perfect segue into the next question.
Okay.
Which is from Rocket Gamer. How would life be if Tony Stark was still here?
Tony, he went to a coma at one point. I'm sure you're talking about the movie, because in my world, Tony's very much still alive. He's not dead. I've died a couple of times. Trust me. You want to know what it looks like on the other side? I can tell you. But Tony's very much alive in my world. I did see. I thought Robert Downey Jr. Did a very good job playing Tony. Tony didn't like it. I can tell you that right now. Tony hated it. He hated Robert Downey Jr.'s performance. He said, "I don't act like that," and we all, including many of the Avengers, have said, "Yes, you do, Tony. You've acted like that." But he doesn't like. He hates it. He unbelievably hates it.
Speaking of feelings, Dark Primus wants to know, what did you first think of Miles when you met him?
I love Miles. I met Miles the first time, and he was from another world where another version of me was there. He died, or Miles then replaced him as the Spider-Man. What can I say? Miles is a very, very cool young man. He look at me saying young man. He thinks he's got a good head on his shoulder. He lives up to the responsibility of being Spider-Man, but he still has a lot of room for improvement. I want Miles to be better than me. I know that maybe sound weird to a lot of people, but I want him to be better than me. Don't make the same mistakes that I made. Keep your friends close, but the thing that I've been telling Miles is, when you enter this world, when you put this mask on, you're going to make enemies, and those enemies are going to do everything they can to find out a weakness. And trust me, I've had a lot of people try to find weaknesses in me, and try to break me. That's how I lost Gwen. You know, I had her, and I try not to. I'm trying not to get emotional on Chris's stream. He just said I should have fun, but you know, it. I think about Gwen a lot, and when I lost her, it hurt. But MJ was there to keep me from going down a bad path, and I don't want that for Miles. I really don't.
Well, seems though Rocky Gamer not to call the guy or girl, because I don't know, out, but it seems as though they are a bit confused or just maybe not clicking that you're not the Spider-Man from what we call the MCU,
No.
because their next question was, how was it like when you thought at first that Mysterio was a hero, but then revealed that he was a villain? So I'm not sure if they're asking in regards to your personal experience or if you actually watched the movie and what was your thoughts on it. Because I can take it either or.
Okay, well, let me explain this once again to those who are here. I am Spider-Man, yes, I am, but in what you guys call comic books, that's where I'm from. I'm from that world. But a lot of the stories that the writers in your world have written about me, some are true, some are not true. Unfortunately, the movies, that's not me. But I did see those movies of Tom Holland, right? That's his name, right?
Yes.
Okay. I did see those movies, and I like him. But from experience, I can tell you, you never trust old fishbowl head. Never. You don't trust him ever. You know, there was one time he tried to convince everybody that he was a hero and I was the bad guy. There was one time he tried to, and it's not just me. He's had doings with my friend Daredevil. He's made my life and Daredevil's life a living hell at one point. Mysterio is never to be trusted. So when I watched those films, well, that film to be exact, I was a little upset because they tried to make Mysterio into something that he will never be. I am a fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal is real in my world as well. Every actor you can think of is real in my world. But movies about me are never, there's no movies about me in my world. Never. I even Dracula, like, and there's Dracula in my world. He's real. He tried to take over England one time. Uh, Dracula is real, which is really funny. Can I ask? Okay, you know who else is funny? I'll tell you. I'll tell you three guys, or I'll tell you three people that are actually really funny. Luke Cage. Luke Cage is hilarious. Have a couple of beers with Luke Cage, and he will crack you up. Get that guy drunk, and you'll see some weird stuff with him. Black Widow, Natasha is really funny. Don't let her cold mannerism fool you. She's got a good sense of humor. And Hawkeye, that guy is hilarious. Hawkeye is hilarious. I've actually seen Hawkeye in your world, and I'm really confused about that because he's kind of too serious. I'm like, why is he so serious? Clint is a goof. I guess you guys changed him a little bit, but it is what it is. I can't It's not my world.
Speaking of change,
Mhm.
you got Perry back again with, do you think you would ever escape Sony's evil glitches?
Wait, Sony has what's going on with Sony?
Well, apparently but basically we're between a partnership with them and MCU. So
So in your world, Sony owns me?
well, they did
Uh-huh.
for a couple of years, and then they had a partnership with Marvel, and after a few movies with Marvel, everything seemed to be going well, and then there was a weird thing where Sony basically took back the rights, and then it was a case of he said or they said, and they said, and they said, and then Mr. Tom Holland apparently put everything aside and got everybody back on the same page. So Perry's just asking about something.
So Sony owns my likeness in your world. Oh, wow. Really? Okay, that's weird. Wow. That's so weird. And Marvel, I know Marvel. I've heard that. I've seen that. Chris told me that's the company that I am a part of, and Chris told me that the creators of me in your world passed away.
Yes,
I'm sorry to hear that.
they were good men.
I heard he was a good man. Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Uh, I never met them. I wish I could have met them, but
Well, it's pretty interesting because Travis Tippins asks, what are you feeling about? There's somebody that has a history on your part of you. What are you feeling about Joe Quesada?
who's Joe Quesada?
I'm not mistaken. I think he's, he got some like high ranking in Marvel.
Oh, he's somebody from Marvel. Oh,
And he's the one who wrote the One More Day.
That never happened to me. So
Well, a lot of things he writes, it seems like he was not that.
oh, okay, so he's a bad writer then.
With power.
Okay. Well, that story never happened. Truthfully, the whole Civil War did happen. I fought my friends, and it didn't feel right. And then I joined up, and I revealed myself to the world, and there are some things that happened that Kingpin, he came after me, killed Aunt May, and that happened, and that pissed me off too, to the point when I figured out he was involved in it. So Chris showed me a story called Back in Black. That actually did happen. I did get my payback on the Fat Walrus. He's still reeling from what I did to him. In my world, Kingpin doesn't walk right anymore. I damaged him so badly he walks with a severe limp now. You know how good that felt to do that to him? He will never walk the same again. But May is gone in my world, but her memory still lives. I've just heard you guys say I'm related to Pickle Puss. Unfortunately, in my world, that's not true. I'm not related to him. Um, I'm not. JJ is not anything related to me. That's a story that I guess your writers in your world made up. It never happened. So yeah, a lot of stuff never happened Some did, some didn't. Your writers in this world is some. I'm guessing some of them are clairvoyant and some are not. What's next?
Caroline de Salvador. What people do you respect the most?
Who are the people I respect the most in my world? Cap. I respect Cap a lot. I would follow that. I can't. It is true what they say about him. You can't say no to Cap. Whenever he gives his great speeches about living up and being more than what you are, trust me, guys. It is hard to say no to that guy. Hey, Chris got a statue of Godzilla. That's really cool.
I don't even know Godzilla even exists anymore.
Godzilla exists. He's real. I don't know about here, but I know he exists where I am.
No, he does not exist here.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay.
I think Japan would already been damaged by that.
You ever been to Japan?
No.
I have. Been there a couple of times. Not on vacation though. I fought the hand there. Trust me, you don't want to get anywhere near the hand. They're a bunch of dicks. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Well, Nip Free, you just like to state that his 7-year-old nephew dressed as you for Halloween. And also asks, or not asks, but states that, even though at the risk of getting his butt kicked, that he did like the suit from the Spider-Man Unlimited cartoon, which most a lot of people like, with the exception of that kid.
There was so you guys got animated series, cartoons about me too?
Yes.
Oh, cool. What was the suit? You guys got a picture of it? Can you look it up? I'd like to see this suit. Like, what does it look like? I didn't know you guys made animated series. See, you guys are really humbling me to know that what I do is important. Chris never told me about a cartoon. I don't know why he didn't. He said there was one. He didn't say there was many. I'm really intrigued to look at this suit now. I wish Chris. I'm sorry Chris couldn't be here, guys. He had somewhere to be, but I'm sure he'll be really happy to know that. I hope you guys are having a good time. That's it. Let me see. Interesting. Not bad. Hey, I mean, a cape. Hey, I used to have webbing underneath my underarm. Okay, so interesting. A cape. I like the red design of it and the blue. This was an animated series. Wow, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, back in 1999.
1999. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Looks pretty cool to me.
Yeah, like some of that bum ass cape.
What else could it do? What is that? Is that tech or is it just a suit?
I believe it had other stuff.
If you guys know, I would like to know what could it do?
I can't remember too much besides the intro and Carnage and Venom looking like skeletons, and
Carnage and Venom. I thought Carnage and Venom. They had Carnage and Venom. Oh boy, that's pretty interesting. Keep going.
Harry, what can you tell us about the Spider-Verse?
Well, there are a couple of I've met over my years. I have met different versions of me. I've met a Spider-Man that was around, who's decked out all in black, and his world looks like it's from the 1920s. He's a little darker than he acts like. He more acts like the Punisher. And trust me, I don't really appreciate what Frank does, but he's kind of like me in the sense. That's Spider-Man. I've met a daughter that I never had. Her name is May, named after May, and a little boy named Ben. I've met a couple other Spider-Men. Some weird. I met a Spider-Man from the year 2099. And his name is Miguel. Pretty cool. So I've met a couple of different Spider-Men over the world from around different worlds. You guys call it the Spider-Verse. Trust me, I've met a lot of them. You know, there's even a spider person that is like Aunt May. Really cool.
There's some weird people on there.
Weird people. What happened?
Oh, you don't want to know. That is for Chris. I don't think you want.
What did they say about Chris?
No, well, they want to have him play with a part of their body.
Oh God, really? Oh, Jesus, really? He's got that kind of people on there?
I didn't know.
Okay, can I, next question.
That wasn't even a question.
No, I don't want to hear any dirtiness.
He just quoted that.
Yeah.
So, Dog promise, if you were a mutant and Charles Xavier asked you to join the X-Men, would you accept the offer? Yeah, I'd rather you accept that offer than Chris accept the offer from this other person.
Okay. All right. I am allies and friends to the X-Men. I have met Charles Xavier once and a couple of times. I'm friends with a couple of the X-Men, like Beast. I'm good friends with Beast, Hank McCoy. Yeah, me and Logan get along pretty well when he's not smoking all the time. I don't like when he smokes. He's kind of funny too. Like Logan can be a jerk sometimes, but he's got a good heart. I was a teacher at the school once before. I taught a couple of their young mutant recruits, and it was fun. It was fun. Would I join if I could? Maybe, but I'm not a mutant though. You have to be technically a mutant to be a part of them. Some of them, some of them I actually question, because one time I remember Deathlock being there, and I'm like, since when was Deathlock a mutant? I don't remember that, but I am allies to them. They are my friends. I do support them.
Primus also asks, how surprised were you when Venom didn't trigger your spiders?
That was scary. And you know why that happened, right? I'll explain it to you if you don't know. Uh, like I said, guys, there are some stories that your world has created about me that are real. Venom, the reason why Venom does not trigger my spider sense is because the symbiote knows how to block it. Because the symbiote spent time with me, and it knows my strengths, it knows my weaknesses, and it is scary to know that usually nobody can sneak up on me or things like, especially, I think a lot of people don't understand my spider sense, or they try not to. They think I've had people say it's fake, like and it's very real. It's like it warns me of personal danger. Like, it's funny because Chris once showed me something that was real. What the heck is that? Okay, they're showing me things off camera here, but I saw a video where animated version of me, his spider sense went off, and he was looking right at this thing, like something was coming at him. It's ridiculous. It's kind of weird. Your world is weird, not some same, but weird at best. Okay, keep moving on.
Oh, God. Um, 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 Rocket, which hero do you like more, Thor or Iron Man?
I don't spend that much time with Thor. I've spent time with him, but I don't spend as much time with Thor. Thor is what you call, he's kind of one of those out of the world heroes. Like he loves being on Midgard, as he calls it, but sometimes he's not around as much. But when I did spend time with him, I remember spending time with him when he showed me that he was mortal, or he had another form that he could take. His name was Dr. Donald Blake. I remember when he was a paramedic as well, and he showed me that he was Thor. Tony is Tony. I respect Tony, but on a level of his intellect, what he's been able to do. But Tony can be an idiot sometimes. Don't ever be fooled. I'd rather spend time with Reed than Tony. Even though, like I said, Tony did create a couple of costumes. He created that costume for me, but I'm nobody's sidekick, and that's what a lot of people thought of. I was just Iron Man's sidekick. I'm just Iron Man's sidekick. I'm nobody's sidekick. What's so funny?
Picture.
Oh, picture? Oh, okay.
People look like the Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, I don't know if they exist in Marvel. Hey, this is a new person. We got Mandy Atterbury that says hi, Spider-Man.
Hi, Mandy.
We got Travis who asks, this is a rhetorical question, but why is dark chocolate so nasty?
Why is what?
Dark chocolate so nasty? I would like to believe they're talking about the actual dark chocolate and not something else.
Yeah, I don't mind dark chocolate.
Man.
I actually don't mind it. I know it has a bitter aftertaste that
It depends on the brand.
Well, you guys have Hershey here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hershey's is pretty good. You guys got Godiva here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys got Linden's, right?
Lindor.
Yeah, okay. What did I say? Linden? Okay. Yeah. There are a lot of stuff. Well, I'm starting to see that not too much. It depends on the chocolate. and how you melt it. And but I do like look when I'm out patrolling. My choice food is hot dogs, a little bit of Chinese takeout. Most of the time, Lao mein. I'm always chomping on Lao mein. Something about my body chemistry, it doesn't bother me. I know Chinese food has American Chinese food has MSG in it. So, but like I said,
it's the same acronym for
Madison Square Garden, MSG. But I've hung out and spent time with Shang-Chi, and he can cook up some really good real Chinese food. He truly is the master.
Galactus girl, aka
Wait, what? Her name?
Her name is Galactus girl.
You're named after Galactus, the devourer of worlds. You named yourself that? Wow.
She said, "Hey, it's Spider-Man." And which animated Spider-Man is your favorite Spider? Liza's good people.
That's her name?
Yes.
Eliza. Okay. You should change your name. Well, let me rephrase that because Reed told me Panther told me that they did something to Galactus and he was actually bringing life to people. He was the life bringer, as they said, and he's gone back to being the devourer of worlds. He gave it up. He had to save the universe. That's what Panther and Carol told me. And when I get back, I'll tell Carol that you guys actually did a movie for her. She'll like that. But I've only seen a few animated versions of me, not a lot. The one that I seen made me look really weird. And he had a very deep voice. I don't have a deep voice. And the animation looked weird where I was swinging way above the city. I don't fly, guys. That was weird. And the only other animation I've seen of me was I was with Iceman and Firestar, who are actually good friends of mine. That was actually, like I said, there's some of your creators or writers in this world that either they can see they're clairvoyant because Bobby and Angelica, Firestar, and I are really good friends. But they called it his Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Correct.
If I said that, Iceman would try to freeze me because, like I said before, he's got a big ego too. I found out in this world, Iceman's gay. Is Iceman gay in your world?
He don't exist in our world. He's just written.
Yeah, and the writers made him gay.
That's weird. His past self was gay. Somehow his past self was gay, but his original self wasn't. And I think eventually the present one became gay.
Oh wow!
Which doesn't make sense. How his past self one thing, but his present self another thing.
Oh wow! But I'm gonna keep that to
which is the same topic of that one person play in question.
Okay, keep going. I've got to tell Bobby about that.
Perry. No, Netflix. No, Carolyn, how do you feel about the cartoons about it? We already did.
Yeah, didn't we just talk about that? Yeah, just touched on that.
Netflix, hey Spider, what's it like to hang out with Deadpool? Kind of touched on that.
Wade's crazy. Let's just put it like that. There you go.
Perry, how do you feel about Sony making movies based on your former enemies. But yes, most recently they did a movie based on Venom.
Wait, Venom got a movie in your world.
Yes.
Sure it is.
Is that real? It's real?
Yeah, it came out this year. And it was just called Venom. And it made money. It did well commercially.
Who had the symbiote? Was it Brock?
It was Buddy Brock.
My God, wow. Who knows? Yeah.
Kakaroto.
Kakaroto.
I'm not going to say their first message.
Is it nasty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very homosexual.
Oh God.
Yeah. Very flaming. You know, homosexuals. The homosexual that would make somebody feel uncomfortable.
Okay. Keep going.
And once again, nothing against somebody.
Yeah, I have nothing against
when you make somebody feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Intentionally, it's not cool.
That's when it's off limits.
We kind of answered before, Dr. Primus. What did you think of the Spider-Verse movie that has you and other Spider people?
There's a Spider-Verse movie about me?
Yeah,
Netflix.
And that made a shitload of money.
Is Miles in it?
Yep.
I gotta tell Miles.
Miles in it. Spider-Gwen is in it.
I've met. Can I talk about Gwen, Spider-Gwen for a while?
I have nothing to do with this besides reading questions. So
Okay, well, it's really interesting to know that there's a Gwen out there that has spider powers. I found out that in her world, the reason why she became what she is because of the version of me. That version of me became the lizard, and I died, and it's really weird. Her world is weird. It's the fact that Matt is a bad guy in her world. That's really, trust me, it almost happened here. It almost happened in my world as well. Matt, what's so funny now? What's so funny now? We got some more perverted. Is there more perverted questions?
No.
Okay.
You wanna see?
What?
Yeah.
What is this?
Wait,
Give us something extra. Oh, yeah, go ahead. You're right, coach. You're right.
What the heck?
You're right, coach.
Oh! Whoa! That's okay. What the heck? What's next?
Oh God.
get it right, coach.
Well, that's kind of been answered. From Caroline, I ever met this guy called, not sure how he would be called, referred to as this guy called Batman.
I've met Batman. Yeah. Me and Batman have met twice before. The first time I remember, we battled Carnage and that clown dude, his Joker, right? Yeah.
Who also just had a movie that's doing extremely well.
Your world is weird.
#1 movie in the world like that.
Well,
Not anymore.
yeah, well, no, but yeah, I believe it still is.
Okay, wait, time out.
Our world's where, like right now, our country, where we got a guy named Trump as president.
Wait, Trump is Donald Trump He's president in your world.
Yes. Next year will be his final term.
They tried to impeach him, but it didn't work so far.
Wait, he's president? In my world, it's Hillary Clinton.
It was gonna be either one of them in 2016, and I don't think it would have favored anybody because it was the most controversial presidential election ever.
Trump, billionaire Trump,
Businessman.
with the fake hair
Yeah, toupee.
is your president. Wow, I feel sorry for you guys.
I see Chris has a comic book of you over there.
Yeah, I see his books in mine, and like I said, some of those books stories are real, and some of them are not.
Well, Kakarot is back with some questions for Chris. And I'm not sure if this is for Chris or this is for you, but hey, dude, do you like Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Super? But then that will actually lead to another question: is there such thing as Dragon Ball Z, GT, or just Dragon Ball period in your world?
Yeah, there's Dragon Ball in my world. It's a creation, anime.
That's what it is in this world.
Okay, so it's in it. Okay. There's an anime in my world called Dragon Ball. I never watched it. I heard about it from kids one time.
It's an anime that it's more of a case of how did you not hear about Dragon
Yeah. So I have heard about it. When I'm patrolling, sometimes I'll hear kids or high school kids, even high school kids talk about it. They'll talk about their favorite characters. Okay, keep going.
Honestly, so you got Nick Free back with some information on the unlimited suit.
Mm-hmm.
The unlimited suit was made by, I forgot. Thank you, Nick Free. It was actually made by Reed Richards.
Reed made that? Whoa.
It was made of nano machines.
Wow. My suit. Like this suit right here.
That's right. It could also turn invisible.
It was like my stealth suit?
And it could shoot sonics.
Whoa.
So, to go against those symbiotes.
Whoa.
And Nifty also says that Tony's ego knows no bounds.
Yeah.
Which is very true. And Caroline, I actually visited New York a couple of weeks ago. I mostly just spent time in Broadway and Times Square. I was briefly in both Queens and Brooklyn.
Hey, that's where I'm from. I'm from Queens.
Perry, do you know a man by the name of Dan Slott?
No, who's that?
Dan Slott is, I believe, he's still currently the head writer of You. And another controversial figure, he's the one that wrote the story of Superior Spider-Man.
Oh, so he wrote Doc. Okay. Well, that actually happened to me.
I mean, I actually met the guy.
You met him?
Yeah, he's not that big. He's not bad of a guy.
Okay.
He was sick when I met him.
Oh, no, you get sick?
No.
Okay.
I just get one. Yeah, met him at Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con.
A convention? You met him at a convention?
Yes, at the Javits.
The Javits Center?
The Javits Center.
Oh.
Very nice people. Y'all got Nipper back.
Okay.
Hey, Webhead.
Yes.
What is Logan like in person?
Funny.
We kind of just touched on that.
Funny. Wolverine is not as hardcore as you want to think. I mean, he can get hardcore. I mean, you would be if you had 9-inch claws coming out of your hands, right? But he's actually funny. Pop a few mimosas into him, you'll see what happens. But he's got a good heart.
Got Darth Primus, I guess.
Wait, Darth Primus. Is your name kind of like Darth Vader?
I would like to believe it.
Do you guys have Star Wars here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We have Star Wars, and their fans are very passionate, almost to violent levels. We got Dark Prime. Gene needs to stop messing with Bobby's mind, which is that's in reference to the whole Bobby Drake situation.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of X-Men, Caroline, which of the X-Men are you the most closest to?
Beast. And yeah, Beast and Bobby, mostly. Hank. And Logan to some degree. You don't want to admit it though.
We got the Nick Freak back. Nick Freak saying that he's from Brooklyn. And he lives in Queens.
Okay.
Well, if he lives in Queens, I would like to ask Nip Free. But since he lives in New York, has he been to the Lower East Side, and has he had cats before? That's a question for Nip Free.
Okay. Cats. I've had cats. Me and MJ go there all the time.
Well, I would say that's good that you bring up, because Dark Primus wants to know how's your love life been.
Fine. I'm married. You guys know that, right? I don't think a lot of people know this, but once again, your world's writers have written lies about me. Well, I know it's for entertainment, but a lot of those stories never happened. The Civil War did happen, but Aunt May did die. I read that I made a deal with Mephisto. That never happened. Never happened. Me and MJ are happily married. We're still married. We tried to have a child. She lost the child, unfortunately. I don't think she can keep. We're gonna try again, but if she can't have a baby, that's fine. I asked her if would she like to adopt. She said she would.
That's good.
But I don't know, because in possible futures or so, it looks like we will have kids. So
Perry King wants to also know what was life in the 60s like.
60s. Oh, the 60s. Yeah, I am older than I. Wait, how old am I in your world?
Well, let's see. You were first created in our world in 1962.
62. Wow, okay.
So come 2022, you would be 60 years old.
Wow. I'm only in my early 30s. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, I don't want to let these things get retracted. Caroline, any good Broadway musicals in your world? Honestly, I don't go to Broadway musicals unless I was on a school trip.
Well, there was a couple that MJ was in that were really good. Cats is good. You guys got Cats here, right?
Got Cats. We got Rent.
Rent. MJ was in Rent. You guys got Les Miserables.
Fences. Well, that's more of a play. We got the big Lion King.
Lion King. Lion King. Yeah. Wait, that's Disney, right?
That's Disney. Who you are with right now?
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Disney, in your world, Disney owns me.
Yes. They own Marvel.
Mickey Mouse, the Donald Duck. Yeah. Goofy. That Goofy.
Yes, Disney. They own Marvel. They've owned them since 2009, 10, or one of those years.
Wow. Okay.
Disney gonna take over.
That's weird.
Soon Disney World and Disneyland are gonna be just called Disney Empire. And it's gonna have
Disney owns. Who do they own? Do they own Cap?
They own everybody. They own Marvel.
Oh, Jesus.
They own Marvel. Disney is running things here.
Okay.
They're running things. Yeah, so we have Lion King. So I'm not sure in the thing if it's as impactful, with You know, Simba, you deliberately disobeyed me.
You know who actually likes Lion King?
No,
T'Challa.
that would make sense.
You know what else T'Challa likes?
And some people might think, assuming that would be racist, but
T'Challa also likes Coming to America. You guys got that? That's with Eddie Murphy. You guys got Eddie Murphy over here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy,
Yeah, he's
got Coming to America too.
Wait, what? They're making a second one?
It's already been finished. It just needs to be released.
Wow. Really? A sequel? Did it need one?
No, not necessarily. But then again, a lot of sequels didn't need sequels and then got.
What else sequels you guys got over here?
Bad Boys 1, 2.
We got Bad Boys 2. We got Bad Boys 3 coming out in 2020.
Well, okay, now there's Bad Boys 3 is coming out in my world. I know about that one. That's
we got plenty of Terminators.
Terminators.
It's
Like what?
after
There was only 2 in my world.
No, there was 3, and then there was Salvation, and there was Genesis, and there's
what?
Dark Fate. And there's been plenty of Star Wars.
Okay, how many Star Wars? Because there's like 8 in my world.
Shit, about now 11, 12.
Okay.
Plenty of Halloweens. For better or worse.
You know, MJ was in Halloween. She jokes about that. She says, I was an extra. She says, MJ says that she was up for Lori than Jamie Lee Curtis. She was gonna be it, and the casting director said she was too hot looking.
I'm right, because back in the day, Jamie Lee Curtis was pretty fun.
Hey, Jamie Lee Curtis was hot. I can attest to that. Don't tell MJ I said that.
Something called YouTube, which
what's it called?
It's called YouTube.
It's not here.
Which somehow, some way, might travel. You know, because you gotta be careful with stuff on the internet.
YouTube. Okay, you call it YouTube? It's called something different in my world.
Well, whatever tube, we're live.
Yeah,
like JR, we're live, buddy.
Jim Ross. I know Jim Ross. I saved his life one time. No, he was in New York once, and the Serpent Society. The Serpent Society was involved in it, and they were trying to rob something.
What were they want with JR?
No, he was an innocent bystander that was
just unfortunate, just like his wife passed away last year.
His wife died?
Yes.
Well, okay, I'm trying not to bring that down here.
Caroline also asked what your real feelings toward Miss Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat.
I like Felicia. She can be she has a good soul. But it's like, look, how would you feel if your father was the world's greatest thief and you wanted to follow in his footsteps? When I met Felicia, that's what she was, a cat burglar. That's all she was, and we had a thing. I'm not gonna lie, we did have a thing going on but she only liked Spidey. She didn't really like Peter. You guys know who I am, so oh my God. But unfortunately, I don't hate her, but I wish she keeps flipping back and forth between being good and then she wants to be the thief.
Christmas bells.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, Disney also on Star Wars.
Hold on. Okay, just getting time.
Yeah, Disney also on Star Wars. There's also true. Speaking of the child, what do you think of his portrayal in the MCU?
I didn't see it.
His played by a good man by the name of Chadwick Boseman.
I didn't see that one. No, wait. I think I did see that one. That's the gentleman. He's kind of has a beard and things like that, and
He also played Jackie Robinson.
okay. I've seen enough of the actors who have played friends of mine from my world. Like I said before, Tony does not like Robert Downey Jr.'s performance of himself. He has issues with it.
Probably because he has a big ego, and when you're that egocentric, you don't want to admit what you actually are.
Probably.
He probably thinks it's a parody of him, when in reality, it's a reenactment of him.
Steve loved Chris Evans' performance of him. He said he would have changed a little something. He didn't mind the changes they did to him, but he said he didn't mind it. Who else I've talked to? I don't talk to Thor about Hemsworth. That's the actor's name, right? Hemsworth.
Yeah.
He doesn't really care for it. Who else have I talked to? I've talked to Logan. He was very, let's just say, he should have stayed away from him when he saw his performance. He didn't like Hugh Jackman.
Hey.
Yeah, he didn't like him.
The exception of
he did not like Hugh Jackman. He was a little pissed about a lot of things.
It was not Hugh Jackman's fault for why Wolverine Origins was a comedy. If he saw Logan,
he didn't like it.
I don't know.
He called it bullshit.
I don't know.
Tell him. Let's see. Who else? Carol has. When I get back, which I gotta get ready to leave anyway, guys. But I've got to tell Carol about her movie. She's been out in space, so I can't really get in touch with her too much. Oh, Nick's pissed. Nick Fury. He's a little pissed because he wonders why he looks in your world, why he looks more like his son. Yeah, you guys, there's a Nick Fury Jr. In my world, and trust me, he does not look anything like Nick Fury.
Well, I would like some people because Samuel Jackson looks more like the Nick Fury from the Ultimate Universe.
What's the Ultimate Universe?
The Ultimate Universe. The Ultimate is the same universe that Miles came from.
You call it the Ultimate Universe?
Yeah, that's what they call it. Ultimate.
Oh, okay. I'll answer a few more questions before I go.
Oh, well. Caroline, what's your favorite animated movies? Say Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web? No. I've seen Charlotte's Web before, but a Goofy movie. There you go. What's the next question?
So far, seems though. Right now, this is the last question.
That's the last question?
That's coming up. That's from Perry King.
Okay, I'll answer the last question. I gotta get ready to get back.
Perry King, what do you think of Sam Raimi's trilogy?
I've seen Sam Raimi's version. Of that version of me. I didn't mind Tobey Maguire. I just thought he was a little boring because I'm not that. Am I that boring? I don't think so. I try not to beat myself up too much, but hey, it's tough sometimes when you have great power. Sometimes the responsibility gets to you a little overwhelming for me. The greatest enemy is yourself.
Yeah, yeah, Perry. Oh, Perry followed up. If your enemies weren't trying to, this is a really interesting question. If your enemies weren't trying to kill you, which one of them would you hang out with?
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting question.
I gotta give Perry a
Oh,
shout out.
that's a good question. I'll answer this and then I gotta get back. I think if anything, I could learn a lot from Craven. If he wasn't always trying to mount me.
I got no social skills to hang out with, not learn from.
Oh, learn. Okay, you want me to hang out with?
Craven got no social skills. Probably his biggest conversation has been with a deadline.
I'll go with. Well, I have hung out with Brock, so I can't say. The Beetle. I've hung out with the Beetle before. You know, Abe. I've hung out with Abe. Abe. Well, he's not called the Beetle anymore. He actually reformed. He became mock. Well, he's last time I remember he was Mach 8. He keeps upgrading his armor, but I've hung out with him. He was once a former enemy of mine. The Rhino. Yeah. If I didn't always tease him, but Rhino once. Now he's okay. I'm not. I wonder if this story happened. Is it true in this world? Rhino once actually was able to. He got out of his suit and he lived a normal life. He had a wife, and there was this new Rhino that came along and killed his wife, and he put back on the suit. And after a while, he blamed his wife's death on me. Go figure. And he's back to being. And I tried to help Alexi. I really did. It wasn't, but I don't know. It is what it is. They're just some of them guys that I can tell you honestly, they won't change ever. They're too locked in their own ways. Trust me, I once had to break into the Latverian embassy with Felicia because Doom actually had one of my spider tracers, and he was using it trying to pinpoint the frequency back to me. He was trying to figure out who I was. I had to break into the Latverian embassy just to get that back. And if I didn't, Doom would probably have walked in, and this was at a time when Aunt May was still alive. And he could have did bodily harm to May or MJ or Anna Watson or somebody like that. But anyway, guys, I gotta get back to my world now. MJ, I promised MJ I'd meet her for a late night dinner.
More than that.
Huh?
That's more than that.
Yeah, probably. But I want to thank Chris. I gotta tell him when I see him again. He's got a nice room. It's kind of messy, but Aunt May used to say all geniuses are. I want to thank his brother for helping out. Thanks, Malcolm, for helping out. But I got to get back, guys. How do you stop this? I don't want to touch something and I'll break it. Wait, I think I could do it. Okay. What's wrong with the buttons? Okay. But I want to thank everybody for asking me some interesting questions. You brought up some interesting questions. I like that last question. That was really interesting. I props to that. But I'm glad nobody asked me like how strong am I or anything like that. I get those questions a lot from kids in my world. Like, how strong am I? Are you stronger than the Hulk or someone like that? The answer is no, I'm not.
Yeah, Caroline she just says hashtag Goonies never say die. That dark promise. The enemies are gonna hate. And he also said it was great talking to.
Oh, thanks, I appreciate that. But other than that, guys, thank you for being here. I got to get back home, but I'm sure Chris will ask you guys next time or so. How'd you like? Or whatever. But I got to get back. So take care. Be safe. You guys don't have superheroes in your world, so you guys got soldiers here.
Yeah, we got soldiers.
How are the police in your world? Shitty?
It depends on the circumstance.
Okay. Okay. Well, you guys take care. So I hit that button right there. Okay.
Right button.
There you go.